Hi my beautiful bookish friends, I'm Bowen and welcome to my channel. In this video we're going to be reading some 2025 releases. Now it's not very often I will read a book as soon as I get it, or even really the year it's released. I will just buy it when it comes out, have it look pretty on my shelf for a few months, let's be honest, years. And I will get to it eventually, because I am the queen of the procrastination nation. However, this time I've decided I'm going to pick up some new releases and I'm going to make an entire vlog for it. So I have 4 books here that all came out at the start of this year. Pretty much all of them came out in February, with the exception of one that came out at the very end of January. So they all came out within about 3 weeks of each other. And I have some feelings and thoughts, but you're going to have to stay tuned to find out what they are. But the books I'm going to be reading in this video are going to be First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming, Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, and of course Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. So let's get into the first book that I'm going to be reading for this video. I was 1000% going to film an actual sit-down video today, because I have 2 of them that I need to film, but I just do not have the energy to be like on that much today. So I decided I was going to be a complete vegetable and I was going to curl up and pick up one of the books for this video. So I decided to start with Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. Now this edition is like super duper pretty, and I am how far in? I'm on chapter 5, so 62 pages in. And this book follows Sarah and Caleb, which are the best friend characters from Out on a Limb. And I don't think we've got that much of Caleb at this point, other than just him generally being a loving, supporting husband. But we don't have much of his personality outside of that. But we do get quite a bit of Sarah's personality, because it's from her point of view. And I'm not gonna lie, she's a little bit annoying. She's having a little bit of a personal crisis, and I 1000% get the personal crisis, okay? Like, her and Caleb have been together since they were 14 years old, and she's kind of coming to the realisation that she doesn't really have anything for herself outside of that relationship. Like, she's got her friendship with Wyn, but she doesn't have, like, a career or any real hobbies or anything like that. She's got nothing that's just hers. And the one time she tries to do something and raise money for charity, Caleb comes in at the last second and sort of saves the day. And she's like, I'm just tired of being the damsel in distress. But the bit where she gets really annoying about it is she kind of is persnickety, and even in her head it comes across as really naggy. Like, you've got bigger fish to fry than him using the wrong towel. Like, it just feels like a little, okay, it's not the fucking problem here, because it's not like he is careless when it comes to, like, housework, as far as I can see. Anyway, I'm, again, just not that far in. But I feel like because she's in a spiral, she's focusing on every single bad thing. Even the bad things, quote unquote, that just, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. If it was like an everyday thing, I would get her being frustrated at, like, him leaving damp towels places. But I don't think it is. Because, like, for example, he wears the same hairstyle as he has since he was 14, because she said that's the way that she likes his hair styled. So he has done that hairstyle since he was 14. But when her best friend does bring up going on this camping trip, because Wyn is the one that brings it up, and neither her or her husband are very outdoorsy people at all. Wyn says, what's the worst that could happen? And then Sarah says, I squat to take a shit in the woods and my vagina grazes poison ivy. And then Wyn goes, wow, your mind didn't even hesitate to come up with that scenario. And while I get that, because that's also where my brain goes, like, I may be a country bumpkin, but I am not an outdoorsy person. The last 2 times that I've gone on a walk with my father, and he goes on like 2-hour walks every single day. The last 2 times I went, the first time I got so stung up with nettles, my legs were an absolute abomination. Like, it was absolutely killer. And the last time that I went, I'd slipped in some mud and then grabbed an electric fence to balance myself so I didn't faceplant in the mud and got electrocuted. Like, I'm not an outdoorsy person. Like, I love nature and I love the smell of nature stuff. That sounds really weird. It just makes it sound like I like the smell of cowpat. That's not the case. My favourite smell of candles, for example, is like petrichor or pine trees or wood burning fireplace. And that's, like, I like fake nature. My favourite candle is actually the fireside candle from Woodwick. So I like nature. I just like nature from the comfort of my sofa. So I'm up to day 1 of this retreat that they're on, and I'm not 100% sure how I'm feeling about it so far. I feel like at this point, it's probably my least favourite of Hannah Bonham Young's books. That's really not saying much. It's probably still going to be a 4-star. It will be a 3.5 at an absolute push if I really don't warm up to Sarah at all. But like I say, I get where she's coming from. So I really think I am going to enjoy this, especially because of me not filming today. Like, obviously, I'm filming this clip, but this clip is 10 minutes. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm in my pajamas. I'm chilling on my sofa. I don't have to be, like, on for multiple hours worth of filming. And the only reason why I was going to film today is because I got my hair did yesterday, and, like, the curls are still there a little bit, and it feels very, very cute. It's just going to be vlog updates from the comfort of my sofa from this angle. Because I can. I could have sworn I filmed another update in the process of reading this book. Can I find it? No. Apparently it was a weird fever dream that I had that I was filming an update, but I don't know whether I did or not at this point anymore. But I have since finished it, and I gave it a 4.5 star. I think Hannah Bonham Young is immediately an auto-buy author for me now because I've loved every single thing that I've read from her. And I feel like the marriage in trouble type of romances, one, I don't end up reading them that often because I think it's really an underrated trope. The other marriage in trouble books that I can think of off the top of my head are Love Horror Loser by Tessa Bailey, The Bromance Book Club by Lyssa Kay Adams, and Ever After Always by Chloe Leese. But for all of the romance books that I read, this isn't a trope that I read that often, really. But I feel like I should, because most of the books I read are about how a couple gets together. This is about how a couple stays together in the long term, because these couple have been together for, like, literally half their lives at this point. And while Sarah was still a little annoying throughout this, she was annoying in a way that I get it. It's like when you end up finding yourself annoying, like you got a song or a thought stuck in your head and your thought or song is just on a cycle. And at this point, you're just starting to annoy yourself. That's what it was like being in Sarah's head. I wasn't annoyed at her, I was annoyed because I related to her so well. And speaking of main characters that I relate to a little too well and hit a little too close to home, I started First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I am 75 pages into this book. This one also has these cute sprayed edges. Some of the things that are said in this book just get me so in my feelings that I just was not expecting to get into my feelings this much today. And it feels a little rude, and it feels like a personal attack. It's not, obviously, because not everything's about me. As much as I don't like that everything's not about me, unfortunately that happens to be the case. This book is a, I believe, gender-flipped Sleepless in Seattle retelling, where her daughter calls in the radio show that he hosts, asking him to help her with her mother's love life. And then she ends up on the phone with him on this radio show, and she's very raw and open and honest with him because this radio show isn't all that popular, so she's kind of got it in her head that no one's really going to hear it anyway. So it's basically her just having a conversation with a stranger, just whispering into the void. But it turns out that radio show goes viral because of a lot of people feel the exact same way she does. And there are some quotes in this that just hurt me. They just hurt me. I don't know what I wanted for myself. It's all twisted up in the things I think I deserve, then squashed under the things I'm brave enough to reach for. Bars. Absolute fucking bars. And I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know whether or not I need to pause reading this 75 pages in to watch the movie. Because, to be fair, Sleepless in Seattle is my least favourite of Meg Ryan's movies. My favourite is Anastasia. Anastasia is the best Meg Ryan movie, and if you've not seen it, you are just either too young or not worldly enough to know the majesty that is Anastasia, the 1997 animated movie, and my second favourite movie of all time. My favourite animated movie of all time, though, I will say that. I originally planned on reading this entire book today. It's about 420 pages. But I don't know if I can emotionally handle reading this entire book today. I feel like it's one of those ones that I'm going to have to pace myself with. We're gonna give it a solid fucking go, but I already fucking love this. I'm not fucking fixing my hair. It's gonna be what it is. So I got to about halfway through this book. I'm on page 200 of this now. And one thing that I really do appreciate about this, one, is the slow burn of this relationship. Like, I never know how slow a slow burn has to be considered slow burn. But I'm halfway through the book and they've not kissed, they've barely even held hands, and I love them together already. And the other thing about this book that I really do appreciate, which is really surprising for me, is the fact that at no point, other than one accidental innuendo, is this being sexual. Like, this is more about the depth of the characters and the depth of their feelings, rather than the sexual component. Like, don't get me wrong, the two characters, they find each other attractive, but that's not the point here. And I like the fact that the sexual component is not in this as much, because it makes the romantic feelings stand out so much more. Because sometimes when a book is like a Five Spice book, for example, it makes the emotion feel really shallow, rather than this, which has taken the sexual element out of it thus far. I'm not saying that there won't be some spice in here at some point, but at the halfway mark, we are not there yet. It makes the feelings feel that much deeper for the characters. And I'm not saying you can't have a Five Spice book that has these deep emotional moments. You absolutely can. But I feel like it's just a different type of intimacy for someone to just really badly want to hold your hand, or tuck your hair behind your ear, or wake up next to you. Those aren't necessarily inherently sexual. They are deeply intimate though. And that's what this is giving. This is giving such depth of emotion. It's making my heart feel heavy, and I am just loving it so fucking much. Honestly, I didn't know how I was going to feel about this one going in. I was hopeful that I was going to really love it because I have liked this author's work in the past, but I wasn't 100% sure how I was feeling going into it, because I did read the first page of this one and the first page of Deep End to decide which one of these I wanted to pick up next. And then, honestly, I decided to pick up something completely fucking different and put this video off for another week. But when I came back to it, I'm in it. I'm so in it. I'm not going to finish it tonight because, quite frankly, the sun is going down. And while I'm very okay with that, because while it is now deeply into spring, the clocks have changed, it is getting lighter for longer now, I don't love that. I know a lot of people don't like it when it gets dark at 5 p.m. I love it when it gets dark at 5 p.m. I'm looking at the part on my watch where it says, what time does the sun set? And I'm counting down to it. Not because I want to watch the sunset. Now, don't get me wrong, the sunset from my garden is really pretty. But that's not the reason why. It's because I'm a little chaos gremlin that wants to just sit in darkness, like, at all times. The amount of times I will sit in my house with the curtains closed, just on my sofa, with just the little lamps on, it's genuinely shocking that I don't have a vitamin D deficiency at this point. But I am going to get back to it because I did stop at a chapter break. Like, I didn't stop at the end of a chapter. I just stopped, like, at the little chapter break thing. So I'm going to get back to it and I will update you again probably at the end of the book or when I have some very big feelings. You putting wet paws on my sofa, missus? Yes, you princess. Sassy little bitch. I love when you look like you're plotting my murder. If I die under suspicious circumstances, chances are it was the cat. I said this book was not going to make me cry. I was determined. I was adamant. I was a liar. You tell me all the time you have all the love you need, that you're fit to burst with our family and all the people in it. But I thought maybe, just this once, you could have the love you deserve too. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm so far removed from okay. It's not even funny. I have like 50 pages left, and there is no universe where this is not 5 stars. Like, unless these 50 pages take a drastic downward turn, then it might be a 4.5, but I doubt it very much. I am unwell. I want to keep reading it because I don't want to stop, but also I want this to last always. I love it. I love this so much. I was right. 5 stars. 100% 5 stars. I was not expecting this, but I fucking loved it. So, the next book that I'm going to dive into is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. You see what I did there? I'm sure 12,000 people have already made that joke, but doesn't make it any less fun. I am about 100 pages into this. I am on page 108. I'm on chapter 19. And I don't know why in the shit I thought this wasn't going to be a college romance, but apparently I am a dumbass. I know that Ali Hazelwood traditionally writes women in STEM. In fact, she exclusively writes women in STEM. And this one follows a diver and an Olympic swimmer. And it's dom-sub dynamics. And, you know, Ali Hazelwood assume it's going to be women in STEM. But I thought it would be women in STEM in the sense of the other books that she's written where they're teachers' assistants and they work at the university. I didn't think it would be university students, which it is. I just don't love college romances, and I think it's because it's an experience that I don't relate to, like, at all. I never went to college, I never went to university, I've been at my job for 15 years now when I started when I was 18. Like, the academic life wasn't for me. So much of the academic aspect of this that she's going on about just goes completely over my head. I don't care about sports just in general, and academia is just not something that computes in my brain. So a lot of this, I'm just getting a little bored. I wanted more of the characters and their dynamic. There is one conversation in this that I really do appreciate, and that's the conversation between Scarlett and Penn. And Penn is the person that Lucas is dating at the start of this book, because Lucas is very much into the dom aspect of sex and Penn isn't, so they're just not really all that compatible in their sex life. While they do love and care about each other, that's not something that they mesh on. And because Scarlett is into a similar sort of thing, where Lucas is a dom, she is a sub, she kind of tries to talk Penn through it from, like, her perspective. And they kind of get that it's an awkward conversation for the two of them, but I love how that was done with no judgment or anything, and she's just trying to get her friend to understand so she can have a better relationship with her partner. But her friend's there like, I just don't think it's going to work out between the two of us, but thank you for helping me understand. And I get that. I like that. And I want to know where it goes, because I do want to get to the dynamics of the relationship between these two characters. I'm just so fucking bored of the academic part of it that I'm kind of skim reading it, if I'm perfectly honest. And I think that this book is really divisive as well. Like, people either really love this book, gave it 5 stars, or they think it's one of her worst ones and gave it 2. And I really want to know where I fall on the scale. I do like the fact that the chapters are really short. Like, page 108 is chapter 19. Some of the chapters are literally only a page. So I think I can get through quite a bit more of this before I have to go to work later. I do have to get ready for work, though, because I currently look like a potato and I have Dorito dip stains on my pyjamas, which is so cute. So I'm probably going to get through a little bit more of this, and I will check in with you more than likely. I want to say tomorrow, but that would be a straight up lie, because I got plans for tomorrow as well. So I'm going to go with soon. I will see you soon. So I have made it about halfway through Deep End, and I'm getting really fucking bored of this right now. I'm going to finish it because while the last book that I was reading for this video, I was reading for the relationship, I was reading it for the story, and the smut, I would kind of take it or leave it. This one I am actively reading to get to the smut. I am completely passively reading everything else. I am skim reading through most of it because I just don't care. Scarlett's entire personality is basically academic anxiety and the fact that she likes to be told what to do in the bedroom. That's about it. And there's another kind of undercurrent to this that is just really getting on my nerves, and I know it's going to be the third act conflict of this. Not because of spoilers or anything, just because I can feel it coming. At the start of this book, Lucas is dating Scarlett's friend Pen. They break up at the very, very start of this book. And it's actually Pen's idea for Scarlett and Lucas to sleep together because they're into the same sort of thing. So they are more compatible than her and Lucas ever were. My issue is the fact that no one else in their friend group knows that Pen and Lucas are broken up. And I get the fact that it's your relationship and it's your business and what you do in your relationship is private. You want to talk to people about the breakup, that's great. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But understand that the fact that she's not telling people that her and Lucas are broken up inevitably means that when him and Scarlett get caught together in some compromising position or are affectionate in some way in public, even if it's just simply like holding hands or his hand on her back, that's going to make Scarlett look like the bad guy. Because everyone else thinks that him and Pen are still together. And Scarlett's going to look like the person that came in and swooped in on her friend's partner. And while Lucas might not care what everyone else thinks, Scarlett does. So she's going to be the one that gets hurt in this. She's going to be the one that everyone shuns because they think that she is the villain in this relationship. While everyone that is involved, Pen, Lucas, Scarlett, they're all okay with it. From an outside perspective, it looks really fucking bad. So while there's not specifically cheating in this, all three of them are very okay with the situation as it is. The fact that Pen is not actively going out of her way to say, oh no, we're broken up, even when it comes up in conversation, kind of makes her a bad friend in my opinion. Like, I like the relationship she has with Scarlett, but for this in particular, I think she's kind of being a bitch. She's being really self-serving. She doesn't want to talk about the fact that her relationship of however many years has broken up. She doesn't want that plastered all over the place. Great, I get that, but you're moving on. Your ex-partner is also moving on, and you have to understand that people are going to have opinions about that. Whether or not you choose to pay attention to other people's opinions is neither here nor there. They're still going to have them. Whether or not you pay attention to their opinions, that's entirely on you. But Scarlett very much cares about the opinion of others. She has a lot of assumptions about what other people think of her. And I don't think this is going to help. Even if they don't find out all of the intricacies of their relationship, about all the intimate parts of it, especially like the dom-sub dynamics, it really just looks bad that she is now dating, fucking, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with her friend's partner, ex-partner. It's not a good look. And the fact that no one is clarifying to their friends, and Pen is still sitting on Lucas's lap at parties, and basically still in his life and still treats him not quite like a boyfriend, but not like an ex either, is giving red flags to me. Like, I get that it sort of works in this relationship dynamic, but I think Pen has it in her head that she's going to end up with Lucas after they've both gone their separate ways and had their separate adventures. They're going to come back to each other. And I feel like Ali Hazelwood is also trying to make a point of how well Scarlett knows Lucas in the short amount of time that she's been getting to know him than Pen has for the entire relationship that they were in for, I think it was 4 years or something that they said. I'm sort of on the fence about DNFing this. I think I am just gonna power through it just because the smut is not cringy, just everything else is deeply fucking boring. I am going to go to my dad's a little bit later, mostly because he said he would feed me, and anything that means that I don't have to cook or pay for the food, I am down for. I say that, I did make blondies to take with me, some apple and cinnamon blondies that were pretty fucking banging, if I do say so myself. So, I actually might take you with me for a stroll down my dad's garden, because he's been doing it out lately, and it looks pretty fucking nice. So, I will take you with me, and I will show you all the work that my dad has done, and then I will give you an update when I've probably finished this or have some other thoughts other than whatever the fuck this was. I finally finished Deep End, and honestly, this is the lowest rated book that I've given all year that I've finished in its entirety. I'm giving this one a 2.25 and a 4 Spice rating. First of all, let me correct my mistake from earlier. Penn and Lucas were together for 7 years, not 4. Everything else I said, I completely stand by it. Penn is a shit friend. Like, the relationship between the two characters is not the focal point of the story. Like, it's a little bit there, but it feels like a secondary plotline for all of the academia in it. And between academia and Penn, their relationship just felt like the lesser plot. And I didn't love it. And while I've not read every single thing Ali Hazelwood's written, I've not read Checkmate, Not in Love, and Two Can Play That Game, and whatever the Christmas novella one was. I have read quite a few of her books, and I will say that this one is probably my least favourite. The only other one I would say that is on par with this one is, I think it's called Below Zero. It's one of the books in the Loathe to Love You bind-up. But for full-length novels, of the ones I've read so far, this one is definitely my least favourite. The smut was the only thing that saved this for me. Everything else, I just can't bring myself to care. So, the final book that I'm picking up for this video is one I know that I'm gonna love. And that is I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming. First of all, one thing about this book that I absolutely love compared to Deep End, and this is me being paid, I don't fucking care. Look at the flop on this bad boy. Whee! I don't want to shake it. Oh, fuck. There goes my bookmark. Well, we're going to just hope I remember where I am. But, like, look at how much flop it has. That has absolutely nothing to do with the content of the books itself. But everyone loves a floppy book. This just makes me happy. That's where I was at. Chapter 13. So I've got about, I don't know, 100 pages left of this or so. And I knew absolutely nothing about this book going in, other than it was by Kimberly Lemming, it has a stupid long-ass title, and it has aliens in it. That's it. That is all I fucking knew about this book. And if I'd have taken 3 seconds to glance at the back of the book, I would have known that it's a Why Choose romance, because there's 2 really hot aliens in this. I mean, there's only one of them on the cover, so I was led to assume that there was only one. And then when the second guy turned up, I was like, ooh, hello. I thought it was going to be a love triangle, and then I turned to the back and was like, oh. Not mad about it, because we have Grumpy and we have Sunshine in the 2 alien men. It's like the duality of man, and I love it. This book follows Dorothy, or Dory Valentine, who's getting her PhD in wildlife biology. Now, she is out photographing meerkats. One of those meerkats is named Thick and Nugget, and that's just fucking hilarious to me, when she almost gets attacked by a lion. However, she is saved from a lion attack by being abducted by aliens. Both her and the lion, actually, are abducted by aliens, but they both managed to escape through one of the escape pods and crash land on an alien planet that has dinosaurs in it. Oh, and when the lion licked her face, he became, like, sentient, so they can understand each other and the lion can speak now. So she kind of works out that the way that she can communicate with other creatures and other alien beings and everything else is by kissing them. So that's what she does. She kisses both of the alien guys to be able to understand them. And as a wildlife biologist, she's consistently freaking out about the fact that, like, there's a saber-toothed tiger in the middle of the jungle that's meant to be living in the cold and that was living in the Ice Age. And her wildlife biologist brain is truly freaking out. Like, she yells a lot. Which, for being crash-landed on an alien planet, you know what? I kind of get it. I do love the fact that she named the lion Toto. Her name's Dorothy, and it's Toto and Dorothy and these 2 alien men called Luck and Sol just against this alien planet. And they're off on this adventure to go and punch this guy in the face that abducted them and destroyed these aliens' home planet and took her from hers. So she's all like, nah, fuck this, I'm gonna punch that guy in the nose. So that's what they're gonna go do. And honestly, this book is, 1, freaking hilarious. 2, if this title does not intrigue you, then you won't like this book. But I fucking love it. I love a long, stupid-ass title. Like, this is ridiculous, and I mean that as the highest fucking compliment. This requires, well, to be honest, quite a lot of suspension of disbelief. but I love it and I don't fucking care. Like, the whole thing is just really fun and silly in every single which way. I don't know whether this is considered a fated mates romance because her and both of the alien guys all get shot with love darts. There's a lot more action in this than I was expecting, and I don't just mean smutty action, even though, yes, that is in there, and yes, it is actually really fucking hot. But I mean, there's dinosaurs, and they're running through forests, deserts. There's even a map in here, which is kind of really cute. And I do like the fact that all of the different places are named after, like, breakfast food. Like, there's a place called Hot Coffee, or the Church of Cheese, or Frittata, or Eggs in Purgatory, or Pumpkin Spice, or Powdered Donuts, and the planet is named Waffles. They named the planet Waffles. I really want breakfast now. I've already had breakfast because I've been up since 2:30 in the fucking morning for no fucking reason whatsoever. And it's now, what, 11:15? I've already had breakfast. I want second breakfast. So I'm going to get back to this because I am having the best fucking time. It is so stupid, and I mean that as the highest fucking compliment because I love stupid little books like this. They just bring me joy. So I did finish I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming, and this was very, very, very fast-paced. I'm not gonna lie, I actually had to go back and reread a few chapters and reread parts of it, like, as I was reading it, because I realised that I wasn't paying attention for how fast-paced this is. They're either running away from something, or fucking each other while they're running away from something. Like, it's just full-on the entire time. Now, it's not a very long book, but a lot happens in not a lot of pages. But honestly, it's Kimberly Lemming, so obviously I had a good time. It was freaking hilarious, and I really enjoyed this book. I gave this one a 4-star rating, so it's not the best, it's not the worst, but I do have some range in this video, don't I? So I've got like a 4 and a 4.25, a 2.25, and a 5-star. So I've got the highest rated book that I've given all year, and the lowest rated book that I've given all year. And then 2 that I just really enjoyed. So if you managed to get this far into the video, then let me know your favourite 2025 release so far this year in the comments down below, along with the tree emoji. But for now, thank you so much for stopping by. It has been lovely having you here, and I hope to see you in another video coming very soon. Bye.